Hey everybody, welcome and thank you for listening to Planned Brotherhood Episode 7. We had a little bit of difficulty this week and we were unable to record a new episode, but we had some old stuff in the vault that we've got for you. We're going to start out with a round of Cineplexity, in which Nick was still a little sick, so mind his boogers and snot. And then we have a segment where we kind of rip on a fellow podcaster who will be very upset with us, and there will be plenty more of that to come in the next couple of weeks. As always, leave us your comments and feedback at myspace.com/planbrotherhood or planbrotherhood.com. Enjoy episode 7, and we'll be back all new next week.
PJ, before I read you the first two cards here, I thought of a new rule that we could implement into Cineplexity.
Cineplexity.
Because we never know quite when to end it, especially when we're recording. I think from now on we keep playing until one of us can use Short Circuit 2 as an answer.
That's going to be tough.
I know. Let's see what the first two cards are.
I hope it says actor Fisher Stevens.
Actors, no. Kirk Douglas, Kiefer Sutherland, or Kim Basinger. And the character is trying to get home.
Kirk Douglas, Kiefer Sutherland, or Kim Basinger trying to get home.
Uh-huh. When she was in out of Africa?
I don't know. I think that was her new home, her home away from home.
Okay.
I was trying to think of Stand By Me.
With who? Oh,
Kiefer Sutherland. But they were trying to get to a dead body.
Yeah, eventually they wanted to go home when he pulled out the knife.
That's true.
Except for, what's his name?
They weren't in Kansas anymore. Never mind. Okay, I've got yours. Critiques Guy film.
Okay.
Actors Renee Zellweger, Richard Gere, or Russell Crowe.
Oh my God! Put those down, and Gladiator, obviously Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Guy
Never
film.
saw it.
It's not worth seeing.
One
Best Picture.
I
that
saw
year,
the
right?
end where he's like dead and he sees his wife and his kid again. Oh.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it since the theater, but God,
you saw
awful.
it in the theater?
Yeah.
You are
It was
gay.
a huge thing. No, director of Titanic, right?
No, it was Ridley Scott.
I don't know why I played.
I don't think the director of Titanic has directed anything since Titanic.
He does those weird 3D IMAX fish movies now.
Oh yeah, and Aquaman.
And Aquaman, supposedly. It's in theaters now, and the props include a camera, a map, or a canteen.
Journey to the Center of the Earth, 3D style.
Right. A map, you assume?
God, don't call me out on this stuff. Yes, I assume there's a
map. You
map.
don't even know what props I said. Let me take the card away.
I assume there's a map in Journey to the Center.
There was probably a canteen in Indiana Jones.
Is that still in theaters?
He's parched every once in a while. He's got to have something on his
I don't
person.
think that's still in theaters in Yakima.
Yeah, it's still at the dollar theaters. Dollar theaters don't even exist anymore.
No, they don't.
My answer has been nixed. What are the cards?
Yeah. And they stopped costing $1 a long time before.
Yeah,
that.
they call it the dollar theater, but now it's $8.
Yeah. Genre, science fiction. Scenes, wedding or funeral.
Ooh, easy.
Space wedding.
I was going to say space wedding, too.
Bachelor party in space.
Hey, put them up. Science fiction, wedding, or funeral. Oh. Well, was there a funeral in AI?
I don't know. How come we always think of some bullshit answer that's not true, and then we ask, does this count?
That's the unfun thing about this game. No, science fiction, wedding. Solaris. Don't question me. Next two cards.
Okay.
Not the Steven Soderbergh.
Was there another one?
Yeah, of course. It was a remake.
Oh, of course. My bad.
No, I haven't seen it at all. Character is a hitman, hit woman, or one-hit wonder. That thing you do. Pilot or airhead is the character.
Pilot or airhead. Hitman, hit woman,
or the
hit wonder.
What about Airheads? Didn't they have a one-hit wonder that they were trying to get on the radio? No, they were hoping to be a real band.
They weren't a one-hit wonder, no.
There are some weird people in that movie. Have you seen it recently?
I have seen it very recently.
Is in it? The Mantegna?
Joe Mantegna. Playing a rock and roller DJ.
Yeah. Steve Buscemi, too, right?
Steve Buscemi.
Who did he play? Some crazy fan?
No,
he was in the band.
He was in the band. It was him and Brendan Fraser.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
There's nothing I won't see that guy's
Box
in.
office poison. I'm really surprised Crash didn't go straight to video just because he was in it.
Yeah, and then it won an Oscar.
They probably cut all his shit
Deservedly.
out. Yeah. Yeah, Brendan Fraser's awful. And I have seen that recently.
I have something to say about Brendan Fraser.
Oh, okay.
He is awful. Have you seen, never mind. Oh, here's what it was. So I was talking about Batman with the guy at work, and we both think it's awesome, of course. And he's like, "Yeah, there's nothing to look forward to now until the Mummy." And I was like, "Really?" But I didn't call him on it. But if somebody's as excited to see the Mummy as they are Batman,
Yeah,
then
that is
no class.
priorities
No
out
class.
of whack.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Mummy.
I was working at the theater at the
Really?
time, yeah. So I saw it for free, and I saw the second one, which was basically the first one.
Right.
Yeah, but
what about the Scorpion King? Is that anything to do with the Mummy?
Yeah, it's a spin-off, I think that's called.
Right, but the best scene in the trailer for this new Mummy coming out is we saw it in the theater, remember, for
Yeah.
The Dark Knight. And when he turns around, here we go again.
No, even better than that, like they made 4 references just within that 2-minute trailer to that damn mummy. Like they kept mentioning the mummy in the title. I'm like,
How many mummies have you killed?
Is it a mummy or is it like a tornado? I don't get why it's called the mummy.
No idea.
I've seen it and I'm confused.
Yeah, I have no clue.
It's not that it's hard to follow, it's just that it's so boring.
Yeah,
Okay, I have something for you. Is it my turn to read?
I think so.
Production released during the 1960s or 70s, and the theme is a road trip.
Easy
And-
Rider.
Easy Rider. I was just going to say that, yeah.
Never seen
Me
it.
neither, but that absolutely counts.
Yep. Okay, here we go. You got 2 actors cards. Actors Jimmy Stewart, Johnny Depp, or Jamie Foxx,
Okay.
and former cast member of Saturday Night Live.
All right, so Jimmy Stewart, Johnny Depp, or Jamie Foxx, former cast member of Saturday Night Live. So nobody that's actively on Saturday Night Live.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
What about that Jamie Foxx, Chevy Chase buddy picture? What was that called? What would that be called?
Funny Money.
Money.
Yeah.
Funny Farm. Remember Funny Farm?
I do remember Funny Farm, and he really is in a movie called Funny Money.
Is Jimmy Stewart in Funny Farm?
I think so. He played the wily old neighbor.
All right, then. I win. Your turn.
Good one. Oh, you got to read.
I just read.
I just read.
Oh, yeah. Fuck me. Critiques. Noteworthy. Sets or art direction are noteworthy.
Okay.
Senior citizens or seniors in high school are the characters.
Senior citizens or senior in high school?
Yeah, what's a big, glitzy, like, high school but not movie? Grease?
There's Grease. There's High School Musical, of course.
Yeah.
HSM3 coming
The
out
art
in
direction
theaters.
is astounding. You're right.
It is. Okay, I got a good one for you. Critiques, laugh out loud funny. And since it's a critique and I'm the director, I'm going to decide if you're just giving me a bullshit answer or if it's actually laugh out loud funny.
What?
Actors, Rock Hudson, Dustin Hoffman, or Woody Harrelson.
Can I describe one particular scene in a movie that's hilarious that has one of those people?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's Wag the Dog. The scene where the plane's going down and Woody Harrelson's fucking psychotic. And I can't remember what he's saying. He's singing Barracuda.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Fucking LOL funny that is.
And Dustin Hoffman's in that. I'll give it to you.
Oh, yeah. That's a double score.
Yeah, I was not going to let you get away with Kingpin because I watched it last night, and it is not nearly as funny.
It doesn't hold
as
up because I
remember.
own it, but I haven't seen it since I bought it.
Ugh, no.
Which has been a while.
It was bad. Although I did
Bill
watch
Murray
it
is hilarious in that movie.
Bill Murray
as I
is
recall.
great,
Mainly
yeah.
his hair steals the whole half of that movie.
That's true. Yep.
Last half of that movie.
All right, 2 for me.
Okay. Don't forget Short Circuit 2.
Oh, yeah, this is
Theme-
going to go on forever.
Theme is Crime Doesn't Pay.
Okay, I've never seen Short Circuit 2. It's going to be so hard.
Setting the country or the woods. Crime doesn't pay in the country or the woods, BJ.
I'm going to go with...
I don't like it when you give me that look. I have nothing for this one. Crime does not pay. I don't even know what that means, really. Somebody gets it stuck to him at the end.
The bad guy does not win. That
Okay.
never happens.
So think of a horror movie that takes place in the woods.
A horror
But
movie?
Yeah, like fucking Texas Chainsaw. But I guess they always get away with it.
I would see it more as
Crime
like
does
crime
pay when it
doesn't
comes to
pay.
Leatherhead.
They go to jail or something like that.
Okay,
But in the country or the woods?
let's move on. This game fucking sucks.
Yeah. Let's say Deliverance.
Let's say Short Circuit 2, and that'll be the end of it.
Let's really try to get to Short Circuit 2. Setting: London, Paris, or Rome.
I pass.
Actors: Denzel Washington, Donald Sutherland, or Doris Day.
Huh. So let's take Doris Day right out of it.
The Italian Job.
With Doris Day?
With Donald Sutherland, you jackass.
Music or dance lessons?
Wait, can we not talk about The Italian Job? You don't like
Absolutely
that movie?
not. Are you talking about the remake?
Yeah, with Donald Sutherland.
I barely remember it. I just remember Ed Norton being way, way over the top.
His little mustache was ridiculous.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Not him. His mustache. Way, way over the top.
And his name was like Frank Gigliani or something.
Yeah. How is Wahlberg's acting in that movie?
Oh,
Is it like Big Hit caliber?
it's low on the ladder. The Big Hit is a great movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
If Kingpin's not funny, then Big Hit isn't entertaining. Scene is a music or a dance lesson, and the genre is comedy.
Music or dance lessons in a comedy. Shall we dance?
Is that a comedy?
Sure, it's a romantic comedy with Richard Gere and Jennifer Lopez.
I should have used Shall We Dance for my Richard Gere answer earlier. I totally glossed over that.
I'm bullshitting my way out of this one. Okay, genre, musical. Title contains a number.
Okay. This seems doable. Girl 6?
That's not a musical.
You don't remember the big musical
You're
number?
getting it confused with School Days.
What about Jennifer 8?
Jennifer 8? I
Is
don't
that a
even
real
know
movie?
what that is.
Me neither.
I think so.
What about 12 Monkeys? I could keep going all day with this until I strike a chord. Okay. Oh, no, I thought High School Musical 2.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice. Pulled that one out. Although you got to say HSM 3 because that's the one that's going to be in theaters.
Gross. Sorry. PJ, the theme is unlikely allies. And the characters either sells out or rats out, which I know is a card I've seen before.
Unlikely allies, sells out, or rats out. The Shawshank Redemption.
Who sells out?
I don't know. There's lots
Who
of
rats
ratting
out?
out.
Oh, there is a lot of ratting out.
It's full of rat finks in that prison.
And there's an actual rat. No, that's Green Mile.
That is the Green Mile. There's a crow in the Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
No. Okay.
What other movie was there a crow in recently? Oh, no, it's 6
The
Feet
Crow?
Under. 6 Feet Under. I didn't get that whole parallel with Nate's birthday party and the bird that kept fucking up the party. Like, I knew that had some deeper meaning, the way he kept gazing at the crow.
Do you understand what the deeper meaning is?
No.
I didn't even understand that there probably was one.
There always is in that show. Listen to a
No.
commentary every now and again. And then I expect the commentary to explain to me what's going on, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's a metaphor. We'll let you figure it out.
For what? Who knows?
I'm fucking Alan Ball. I don't even explain myself.
I can't believe that I'm even a fan of that show because I look nothing into the deep mysticism of anything.
Well, it's
I
entertaining
take it
outside
at
of that.
such face
On
value.
the Carjacker episode, I mean, if nothing else.
Heard it before. Characters fly or levitate. Released during the 1940s or 1950s.
Fuck me. I'm guessing there was some kind of at least serial for Superman at that time that would show up before your crappy Key Largo.
Okay.
Is that a real movie?
You could also think of any movie where they're flying an airplane. Tora, Tora, Tora. Ever heard of the Triple Tora?
What about Hamburger Hill?
No, there's no, maybe some helicopters.
Yeah,
or
that's what I'm
something.
talking about.
Okay.
And that was way after. Whose turn to read?
Yours.
You really are fucked this time. Jackie Chan, Jeremy Irons, or Jodie Foster. And the setting is Europe.
Oh,
We should take out all of the geographical
God.
cards.
Yeah.
Because we get this look every time.
I don't even know what makes Europe. What is encapsulated in Europe?
Do you know that I don't know that either? I couldn't tell you where any of the other 49 states lay on the map.
Is like England in Europe? I'm gonna say it is.
Are we gonna leave that in?
I'm gonna say it is, and or is it not? I don't know. I really have
I don't
no
know.
fucking clue.
You know what's funny is like people, and I'm not saying this to be boastful, but I think people sometimes assume that we're smarter than we are.
No.
Because we
Yeah.
can hold conversations. But really, when it comes to anything that has to do with history or geography, I am so like beyond clueless.
Yeah, me too. I have
And I just find a way for it not to come
no
up.
clue. You know what I find that a lot of my friends know a ton about, and I know nothing about, is like marine biology. They sit there and they can fucking discuss whales and squids, and I'm just so lost.
What about politics? Don't you love it when politics comes up?
Yeah, and it does.
Now
a
I just
lot.
learned to say Obama, and then I leave and go.
My
smoke.
friends call me when they want to see me get really drunk and start making fart noises all day long. I am pretty sure that France is in Europe. And Jeremy Irons was in The Man in the Iron Mask,
Which
one
was
of
in-
the Three Musketeers,
okay.
which is in France.
Yeah, France is definitely in Europe.
King Louis. Okay,
I
ready?
like that I talk with such confidence after this.
Actors: Bette Midler, Barbara Strand. Fuck you. perfect reader. Bette Midler, Barbra Streisand, or Bruce Willis. Title starts with G through L.
Okay. This seems easy enough.
Anything I can think of is before
yeah.
pre-G.
The first thing I thought was beaches.
Right.
Now I'm moving on to Streisand. I'm at the wrong ends of the alphabet right now.
Death
Bruce
Becomes
Willis.
Her doesn't work?
G. Bruce Willis. G. North does not work?
No. Wow.
God, fuck. This seems like it should be so easy.
If we knew anything, Barbara...
I'm not stopping until we get this one. Seized from a mall? No.
You know that's not between G and L.
I'm stalling.
Barbra Streisand was in The Way We Were. Meet the Parent. No,
fuck.
no.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of too. It's got to be Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis has
Hostage.
to be in there.
Bruce Willis.
Hostage.
Thank God.
Not only Bruce Willis, the best Bruce Willis movie ever made.
Hostage. Ben
Not
Foster
true.
fucking steals the show.
Yeah, not true. God, he didn't steal the show in 3:10 to Yuma either.
Hey, buddy, that was Oscar if I ever saw it. Oscar robbing if I ever saw it. I don't even have drunkenness as an excuse right now. I am just bad. Let's do one more.
Okay.
A scene involves making up or making out, and another scene involves celebrating a birthday or anniversary. 16 Candles.
Okay.
She makes out with what's his name at the end?
Long Duck Dong makes out with that girl on the exercise bike.
Yeah. But was there an official birthday party?
They
I got a text. Let's go to break.
At the end, Jake brought her a birthday cake. All right, I think we've danced around this subject enough.
I wanted it to come up in episode 2.
Yeah, and it did come up in episode 1. You made a little joke about it. But, you know, it's an audio blog, so we get to air our grievances, I guess.
Is that what we're officially referred to as?
I don't know. I think so. Blogging out loud. That's our action. So there's a podcast. There's a vidcast, a video podcast.
A vidcast, yeah.
It's based here in Yakima, where we're recording right now. Recorded by two guys, one of whom we've known for a long time. He was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes, he was.
And
also in love with our cousin.
Very in love with our cousin.
To the point, can I tell a story right away about this guy?
I know what you're going to tell, and it's not him, but go ahead and tell it.
It is totally him.
No.
Okay. If he's listening, he'll know it's him. And I pray to God he's not. Because this is just going to get uglier from here. So everybody had a crush on our cousins that live over here.
Right.
The only reason certain people became my friends when I moved over here was because they thought they could get closer to our cousins.
Right. They were very desired.
Yeah. And
even though one of them has a really big ass.
yeah, you like to make comments to her face about that. Not so much recently, I'd imagine.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. Let me finish my story.
Okay.
And yeah, so he became fixated, as did NK.
Yeah.
Like, everybody fell in love with this cousin of ours.
Yeah.
And so, like, at one point, like, I guess he declared his love, and she rejected him because he's a fucking... we'll get into that. But so then, like, he sends her some letter that basically says that he can't live without her, and there's a bullet in the envelope, too. Like
that was not him.
Yes, it was.
That was a guy named Jeff
was.
E.
No, I know who you think it is.
Our
and that's
former
not
roommate's cousin. Yeah, that's who it was.
No.
That's who it was. So anyway, the thing is, we shouldn't just tell falsehoods about the gentleman.
No,
I
don't feel that I am.
My whole thing, Nick's the one that really doesn't like this guy.
He's among, I don't know. There are a few people, one of which we touched on the last podcast.
Yeah.
There are a few people that I just don't like. Like, they're so full of shit and into themselves that it's distracting to the point where I can't hang out with them.
Let me throw this in really fast. Nick really hates this guy. I'm not a fan. I think he can be very arrogant, especially when we were telling him about this podcast. He kind of wanted to take over it from the very beginning because he's got a video podcast. Which
what's your guys' podcast going to be about?
Oh, yeah. And his whole thing that really upset you was he was just basically calling us idiots for not doing a video podcast.
Well,
but when you try to watch his show,
it's painful.
so unuser-friendly. Well, You're talking about the content. I'm talking about the production.
Oh
quality.
yeah, the production,
Like
yeah.
of the website.
And he would call you when he heard that we wanted to start a podcast, which really was inspired by them, just because theirs was so bad. And I knew the guy, and I was like, PJ and I can pull off something better than
if
this.
he can do this.
And I actually first considered the idea of us doing a movie exclusive podcast, which theirs is. But we have a lot more to say than that.
I had just kind of almost delved into a little mini project with him. It's kind of like when you wanted to start this podcast. It's seeing people do things because they have motivation and equipment and stuff like that, and just like, oh, I can do it so much better.
Yeah.
Should
we talk about? We won't give the website, but if people find it out, he has I'm going for the Cloverfield story.
Oh yeah, his Cloverfield short film.
Because
see, this is the thing is. Nick,
so
I'm going to try not to be too mean about this guy. You have the luxury of living 150 miles away from
All right,
him.
well, I'll be mean then.
I see
Just
him.
fucking inspire me.
Yeah. The Cloverfield short film, but it's not comedic at all. It's just like I feel like this scene should have been in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to dress up in military fatigues.
And prance around my basement or some obvious cheap ass set.
But shot pretty well, you know what I mean? Like he's got
the equipment,
which is why
he's got the know-how. He's just got no talent.
When I wrote
and he
this
fucking
thing,
rubs it in our face like his is the best thing out there.
Yeah.
That's what fucking drives me nuts about that guy. It really is. Like when he came up to us and he heard about the podcast and like he just leached onto us.
He really.
And he's like, I don't care what it's about. I just want to do what you guys are doing. And then I want you to be part of this. I want you to be part of this fucking. We shouldn't give the name either of the company the production company.
But he immediately just tried to take over it, and he's like, "This is what's gonna happen. Come to my house. We'll record the first one. We're gonna do it video." And then we find out later that the company who he does his podcast through is an exclusive video podcast thing. So that's like why he wanted us to do the video so bad. But it's not up to him.
And I explained to him, like, video does not, and this is my argument, video does not suit us well.
No.
Like, we have a hard enough time getting up and going to do this thing
I can see your belly
anyway.
button right now because your shirt is up.
I apologize.
Maybe video's not for us. I'd have to hide my teeth too much. That would be Mom's email to me.
No, it would be a MySpace comment.
But yeah, we didn't want to do video, and what I was saying is that I had written a thing pre-podcast very shortly before where I was like, oh, we should do this funny like internet short. I had been watching a lot of the Michael Showalter online lately. And I wanted to do this thing where it was like I was a talk show host, and I just did it like out of my basement, and he was my guest, and I was trying to get him
Wayne's
to
World for
fire.
our generation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Awesome,
totally an
awesome.
unoriginal idea.
Party on, dude.
And I wanted him to shoot that with me, and he said, yeah, and monkeys will fly out of my butt. But no, he was like, oh no, it's really funny. We're gonna, and this is the thing. I go to his house, and he literally says, come into my office. He's got an office.
Describe his office for me, please.
It's a desk, a very large desk that takes up like half the room, and he's got a large captain's chair behind it. And I am sitting in something from a fourth grade classroom, so he can, because I'm a good 2 feet taller than him, but he's like peering down on me, and then like he's got his team running around his apartment.
How many people are in his team?
On this day, it was like 5, like his co-hosts, and then just 4 guys.
I can't imagine that many people
who
supporting this idea.
And he
For anybody that's
shits
seen the
on
show, it's so awful.
He shits on them all the time.
They
too.
know nothing about movies. That's the first problem. We should have addressed that originally. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And his posse, he's so mean to him. Like, make me a martini, and like
That he drinks out of a coffee mug on the show.
A huge cappuccino cup from So I Married an Axe Murderer. But he sits me
And
down.
also part of his daily routine is putting on. No, he never takes it off. The little Batman emblem that he wears around his fucking neck.
Around his neck.
He's had a Batman boner for a long time,
We're
man.
getting really personal about this guy. Man, Nick really fucking hates this guy.
Mainly, remember.
Well, let me say that when I was in his office, it was very much, this is what I think can happen. we're going to do that. I'd like you to submit some other ideas to me too. Basically what I want is people who are going to show up and put in the work. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I'm the talent here. I wrote this shit. I'm the star. I'm inviting you to just do this with me. But then he prints it off for one of his boys who, I shit you not, these are guys that work at Safeway and, I mean,
you see them all around
Albertson.
town.
Yeah, like, these guys are not professionals at what they're doing. But I shit you not, he pulls a red pen out of the fucking collar of his shirt and starts editing. And then I'm in the kitchen at one point, and I'm getting a glass of water, and I hear him like
not a
talking
martini?
shit about me. No, not a martini. I was not. That's another thing is when I'd go there.
Is it an Appletini? I feel like he'd get
No,
something.
it's like a Grey Goose straight up martini.
Oh, right.
With all.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
In fact, I take everything back.
And but also when I walk in there, he doesn't even acknowledge my presence for like 20, 30 minutes. Like I'm just sitting there, and I've watched them film their show and stuff, but I'm in the I'm in the kitchen getting some water. And the guy, Mr. fucking Red Pin, is like talking shit about me and how juvenile and comparing it to Hot Rod that I wrote, which I thought Hot Rod was a fucking hilarious movie.
I didn't see Hot Rod.
It's funny. And I would be honored. But it was just awful. And then we never ended up doing it.
Oh, wasn't there a specific note suggestion from the guy? What was that about your script?
It was there was a scene in there where there's an assistant that I'm shitting on because I'm really sucking up to. We gotta think of a fake name for this guy. How about Logan?
Yeah, Logan.
He's really into X-Men. So Logan would be my guest, and I'm really trying to kiss up to him because I'm trying to be the co-host of his video podcast, and get him to fire this other guy, and
who we love.
Yeah.
That man has mastered physical comedy in a way Jim Carrey only dreams of.
But oh yeah. So there's gonna be like an assistant, and I'm like, oh, Logan really likes Mountain Dew, and then the guy brings a squirt instead, and I treat him like shit, and I tear off my shirt.
I feel like you're
and
underselling this, PJ.
I tear off my shirt, and I'm wearing a wife beater, and I have a drawn-on tattoo that says TCB. And they're like, did you draw that on? I go, yeah, because I'm taking care of business. But it's not even real. It's drawn on. So the notes.
Pretty funny.
The notes for it were that instead of an assistant, it be my housekeeper that's fucking up. And then that would change the whole premise of the show to where I was a rich kid doing this in his parents' house. But I'm a big fat schlub. No one's going to buy. I'm some like rich kid off Gossip Girl.
Well, it depends on the wardrobe they have to offer you.
And then his other thing, I don't.
They have a craft service table.
No, I was not offered any refreshments. I had to ask for water.
That's rude. I feel like even the people that come over here to watch us, we offer them beer.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We offer them Smart Food white cheddar popcorn.
This guy, he's got everything on his mind. He's got a wonderful vidcast.
And he's got, like, he can't have any more viewers than we have listeners. I can't imagine anybody other than his friends fucking sit there for an hour and listen to him blather on about movies that he knows nothing about. I really feel like they haven't seen him half the time.
Yeah.
And they never talk about plot points. They're careful just to say, yeah, I've seen these other movies that this director already did.
Well, we've been on their forums. We remember we were shitting on them in their forums, but pretending to be other people. And then when we were talking to him in person, he was talking about the people shitting on his forums.
That was so funny.
And it was us. And then he even mentioned it in like one of his episodes.
Yeah. I dug the conversation out of him at the time.
Across the Universe was so boring that I watched their latest episode in the middle of it.
Which is stellar, by the way.
Yeah, I don't want to be so mean about this.
Oh, we have to.
The other note they gave me was that tattoo I had that said TCB. I don't want to give the name of their show, but the initials are TMG.
And Kelly left a MySpace comment.
Oh, yeah.
That references them by name.
Well, we didn't have to make it that easy for people. Do you want to lose our listeners to them? Anyway, buddy.
Do you really think that's going to happen?
No. Buddy, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry.
I definitely hate you more than PJ does,
yeah.
Logan.
It just made me so mad when he like really felt like he was just gonna take us under his wing, and when he would call me all the time.
And their
about
equipment
doing
is
it.
Shit. Did you touch on that? Like, it's inaudible. I mean, I recognize episode 5 was not our best.
yeah, I've heard.
We've learned our lesson.
But Well, the website they're on is very, very unuser friendly.
No, I agree. In fact, I've been wanting to go in there as, under some pseudonym.
Yeah.
And blast them again for their most recent episode. And I can't because their comment section has been down forever. Just get a fucking MySpace account.
Really?
It's that easy.
Yeah, they really should. Like myspace.com.
I'm sure that Logan has some kind of personal stance against MySpace.
I don't know.
That's where I met my last girlfriend that fucked me over.
He's got a MySpace page.
Oh, yeah, he does.
You know of this MySpace page.
Let's talk about his MySpace page for a second.
Okay. I know, yeah. The fucking MySpace is ridiculous in general.
People can figure it out. He's one of my friends. I won't give his name, but fucking look for the guy that has a default picture where he's dressed as the fucking Joker and taking himself seriously as the Joker.
Very seriously.
Oh, God.
Several pictures of him walking around town as the Joker.
He went to the IMAX screening of the movie dressed as the fucking Joker.
And
he's our age.
The idea I get from this guy, he's your age. I'm not that old. What I get from this guy, too, is that when he's dressing up as the Joker, he's not doing an homage. He's not really in support of the film. He's thinking, I need to dress up like the Joker so that I can take pictures of it and put it on my MySpace page.
Yeah.
That's the idea again. And that's what I think about his blogs. It's just wanting to write something and getting out there.
That is some bliss, his blogs.
I've got his blog pulled up right now.
You're the one that doesn't want to shit on him, and yet you're on the go with his blog.
Let me send him one more little shout out here. Even though I don't think he listens to the show. I know this is going to be the week
He's too arrogant to listen. He cares about his own shit. His own worthless shit that's going to send him to L.A. within a year's time.
The problem
right, buddy.
The problem I had with you, Logan, is that we were doing our own thing. And then when he would call all the time and want to attach himself to this podcast, because also for that website he's on, he's like a talent acquisitioner or something like that. So he was trying to pull us onto there.
But it's exclusively like a site for like video game podcasts.
We weren't interested.
World of Warcraft.
And his attitude, like he seriously said something to me, and I'm paraphrasing here, that was like, I was like, I think we're going to do it on our own. We already signed up with another website, basically just because we wanted to get as far away from it as possible. And I wanted to do all that very quickly, just so I could tell him very quickly, we're not going to do it. And he's like, that's fine. He's like, I was just trying to help. I've got a lot of experience in this sort of thing. If you want to go do it your own way, do a lower rent version. That's totally up to you. And we don't work for video cameras, but why do these guys think they do? Their physical comedy leaves something to be desired.
Oh, God. And the other guy, we haven't focused on the other guy, the co-host of the show, the Roper to his Ebert.
Right. But you only dislike this guy from his performance on the show.
I don't know that I've ever actually met the guy. You have. You played poker with him.
Yeah. and I watched them shoot their show.
Right.
I barely said two fucking words.
This guy is on the list of very few people I hate, too, and only based on the show.
Yeah, because you don't know him.
But he's so obnoxious. Like, it's obvious that everybody else on the show is looking down on him and counting on his comedy.
Well, yeah, and
like that's the crutch of their show. And when the comedy is that misplaced, like there's just it's so incoherent. I can't explain it.
When we saw him in the bar that day, Logan was doing the same thing too. Like he was saying, people watch our show.
We got to give the other guy a nickname.
Humor. Pyro, Sabretooth.
No, let's go Pyro.
No, it's gotta be Serenity or Firefly reference. That's what both
let's
their names
go
have
Firefly.
to be. Okay, Firefly. Logan and Firefly. Yeah, they are something else.
Who? Logan and Firefly.
Yeah, Logan and Firefly are something else. And the guy.
Let's just give the website LoganandFirefly.com.
LoganLovesFirefly.com.
Logan buttfucks.
Let me tell you something about Logan. We used to work at the same restaurant here in Yakima years ago, and he would always carry a bag around with him, and he was always doing his writing and stuff. And one time, when I was in the employee bathroom, his backpack was in there. I opened it and read through his notebook. This is so fucked up of me to do. First of all,
so fucked of you to be admitting.
His backpack was seriously full of like a trick deck of cards, some dice, a 2-headed 50-cent piece.
Did he have a clown nose? The little red
Oh
phone
my
nose?
God, it was ridiculous. But
He's ready to party, man.
in his notebook was a letter to some real life ninja master who has written some books on ninjas and stuff like that. And it was a letter.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about
asking this guy if he could be his apprentice. I'm willing to drop everything in my life. I can be gone in an instant. And then I knew about this, so like I would kind of prod him and be like, so what do you think about ninjas? Ever pursue that career? Like I'd try to get him talking about it. And he'd make comments to me like
bring up wanting to be with the ninjas naturally in a restaurant coworker situation.
I said, have you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3? Oh, to be a ninja.
But a samurai ninja, that one.
He would make comments to me about like I know people, and if I wanted to, I could have a whole new life tomorrow. No one would ever know where I came from, and no one would ever know where I went. And he'd say know people, and he would seriously tell stories about like working for the mob and stuff like that, like a fucking Yakima mafia. And he had a friend that worked at Sherry's. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
This guy would
They
also
were writing that script. Remember?
Yeah.
And we saw some of that.
Yeah.
I'll give the title of the movie.
I don't remember it.
Honor Amongst Thieves.
Honor Amongst Thieves.
And it was a complete ripoff of fucking Boondock Saints and whatever else they'd just seen.
I went and watched them like block shots for that movie, like set up the lights and stuff at the zone here in town. But this guy was full of the same bullshit stories about being in the mob and stuff like that, and he would literally say stuff like he's killed people. Like, come on. And these guys, and then
Well, you saw him in that Cloverfield video. He looks pretty vicious. He can hold a gun.
And then it wasn't Logan that claimed to kill people. It was the other guy.
Oh.
And let's just give his name. His name was Fob. That's not a fake name. His name was Fob.
Fob.
But yeah, Logan, you just come on a little too strong with the. But the thing is he'll
Can
see
I also
me
mention
one
that your
day.
wife hates Logan?
Yeah, she fucking hates
I wish she was here
him.
right now.
Yeah.
I'd fucking sacrifice and share a mic again, even though we know that's a bad idea, just to get your wife's take on this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's just one of those people that seems so fake right from the beginning.
And
I can't
everything
fucking
he
stand
writes is just so pretentious. And he'll call me obsessively about wanting to do this thing with us, but then the next time I'll see him, he'll be a complete fucking asshole for
he'll
no
just be aloof, like
reason.
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm busy right now. And then he asked if I knew some actor who turned out to be some guy with a fucking scar on his face that was in The Game.
What?
I don't know. But he's like, oh, you don't know who I'm talking about? Never mind. Ha ha ha.
Whatever.
Okay, I've been first of all on their show. They can never remember an actor's name, a director's name, anything. I was there when they were recording, and they were talking about the movie The Ruins, and they couldn't remember like
Excellent
anybody who was in the movie. And anytime I'd throw out, I was like, oh yeah, Sean Ashmore's in it. You mind IMDbing that for me? I need some proof. And he'd be like, Sean Ashmore, yeah, he's never been anything. He's in fucking X-Men. He's in a movie you would love. Like, know your shit. If you're going to do your podcast, research a little. Why don't you go on IMDb before the show?
Yeah.
So, because maybe on a show, like, I IMDb'd Aaron Stanford today.
And I appreciate it.
You don't have to fucking watch me do it on the video or have some sort of fizzle, fade out 80s effect on your video.
Which, by the way, speaking of unuser friendly, like I subscribe to the podcast just out of morbid fascination
Through
like,
iTunes?
I continue. They have like 20 episodes or something up.
22, I think.
Well, that's the point. Is through iTunes I tried, and initially it worked, even though the audio was fucking terrible always. But now it won't even link to your iTunes.
It won't reload,
you can only
no.
watch it through your through their site, and it fucking bogs down your computer.
We
even
wa-
my work computer, which is ridiculously fast.
We watched it last night, and we had to let it load for like an hour before
Oh, it
we
was
can
totally
watch it.
worth the wait.
So the
man.
only people that could be on these forums leaving comments religiously has got to be these people that are sitting around in the house making a martinis and fucking red pinning my
In
genius
fact,
script.
most of their comment section and looking at it is people that then within their, what do you call it, their avatar, their signature, put that they work for the production company.
Yeah.
That is sponsoring the show.
They have some YouTube videos, and there was a comment on there that I think was supposed to be disguised as like some total stranger, because it was like, who are these guys? They are too funny. But the screen name was like East Valley Devil, class of
reference.
98. Yeah, and like Logan went to East Valley and graduated in 98. So yeah,
Dressed as Wolverine for a senior picture.
yeah, he did do that for walking down the aisle. I think he walked down the graduation aisle with our cousin. That he was
Yeah,
with.
in fact, I have a picture
Oh no, we have a hilarious picture where he's like
in the background, just
longing
pining
for
over her.
in
Yeah,
the background.
so funny. I should fucking put that on my fridge.
Yeah.
If I wasn't afraid of my roommate, I'd put that on my fridge. I do not go in the kitchen. Can you hear me now?